Welcome back to the Center Podcast. I got Mark to my left, Quinn to my right. How y'all doing today?
Me or them? I'm good. I'm just going
Both.
to say that. I'm good.
Good. All right, so listen. The reason why we always wearing the same goddamn clothes for the past 2 weeks is because they cut our water off. So just so y'all know.
We cut our water off so we... Yeah.
We live together.
No,
Bro, don't give them false hope.
Yeah.
We don't live together.
But the real reason is because Mark's leaving for, well, he'll be here for this week, but he'll be leaving for the following, so we just decided to do 2 episodes back to back so you guys will be okay while he leaves on his little trip, on his little 1-year marriage cruise. So
Vacay.
his vacay. So I don't even know where you're going. I just know you're going on a cruise. But, and Q, he'll be here as always because we don't do anything, but we'll do nothing together.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's kind of why we've been wearing the same clothes for the 2 Kahoot videos and...
Nah, I just like being dirty.
I mean, to be honest, like, they probably don't even notice from me because all I wear is black t-shirts on these podcasts, except for the past 2 weeks where I was wearing white shirts.
You would think Victor works backstage on the like setting up crew.
I'm gonna come out with one line of black t-shirts.
2 weeks since I've
All it's gonna have is a little V. It's just gonna be right there.
Embroidered. You're not even gonna be able to see it.
It's been 2 weeks. We haven't showered in 2 weeks.
But
I smell like Bumpus.
Like what?
Bumpus.
Wait, what?
Can you put a space in there?
I smell like Bumpus.
Okay.
No commas, no.
I smell like Bumpus.
Sound like a little young boy.
I feel like I have to like, yeah, like you keep asking us like, what? What are you saying?
I smell like Bumpus.
You smell like what?
Bumpus.
All right. Apparently, it smells like bump. Can you go take care of that? I don't know what he's talking about.
It smells like something.
I smell like Bumpus.
But the first time he said that, like, it was, I smell like bumpus. He's frustrated. Like, you got tired of telling me.
Like my tongue just stopped moving to pronounce words like letters and shit.
Were you just talking in cursive?
Stop.
Hey man, I'm not SZA.
Oh. I can't smack my knee. I tried to, but I was like, I gotta
Damn.
go through the table, you see. But yeah, so that's kind of the whole thing that's been going on. That's why we're here. That's why I gotta send this mic because this is really bothering me. Holy crap, I just muted it for a second. Now we're back. I'm moving that because it was uncentered.
Damn, that flatline though.
Yeah, I grabbed it. But yeah, so we're gonna try and we were really tired. We've been trying to just shoot 2 10-minute videos for like the past 4 hours. It's okay though. We're good.
Me and Vic got here around like 5:40, 5:30.
You have like one ginger hair or you have some type of string. Do you see that?
Oh yeah, I see it. It's a string.
Yeah,
No,
you have a ginger hair.
No, you don't. That's
Wait, I think you got it out. Wait, no.
This man's turning to the look of the Irish.
I don't know.
One of my favorite Disney originals.
Are you really talking about Dudek? You're like 1/18 ginger. Yo, your beard, your mustache is still long. Have you not trimmed it ever?
Bro, leave me alone.
No, but for like, why don't you ever? Like,
Bro,
what are you
I
talking?
shaved it.
Cut?
You do not.
You do
shave.
yourself?
I do shave it and it comes back.
Bro, you should be crazy. I have not touched my mustache except for like when I trim this part.
But I go whiskers though. That's what gets me mad. Like I wish I
So
could
do
go
I.
with yours.
Do you like
I
when you
should-
go and get your cut? Do you tell him like does he do it?
Des does it all the time.
I'm just asking.
I haven't done that in a while. Yeah, but
He does it on his own. He didn't do it this past haircut, but every time I go, he does it.
because for me, I mean, you probably want your facial hair different because like obviously like I guess you just want like the full like bush going on.
No, I comb it down, but then when I like do my head down, it goes back up like this. But I like to keep it down so it looks just like.
No, I'm saying, but like you have like these like straight like hairs just like for length, I guess. Because I usually just go through and like bring them down. Cause like, I don't know if you can see right here. All right, I don't know why we're doing this right now, but we just have to go through this. Like if you look down, you can see through my skin. You just see those extra little rogue hairs going on.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. I usually get rid of those. Like I feel like
Do you brush it?
He actually trimmed it down.
oh.
He trimmed it down yesterday, and then like he like shaped it up a little bit.
Do you brush it?
Yeah, all the time.
Just asking.
And like I do like a way like I brush up here, like I do up, then I go down, then I come back down.
You do a part in your beard.
I do a part so that way because the way it is that these it's hard to explain, but like I
Does
don't
your beard
know.
play soccer? So,
My beard does what it wants, man. Well, you can tell like how it separates right down here. It looks
I have
like
the
a
same-
whole,
yeah, I have
like
the
it
same
does
I
like
have the same
this
thing.
whole thing.
I want to show everybody.
You still have that ginger hair. You need to get you some beard oil, Pop.
Bro, I'm
so
Muslim.
many.
What does that have to do with anything?
I have orange beard.
I was talking about the beard oil.
No, you know what's crazy? Your mom just told me, assalamu alaikum, and I said, Malika salam. So I think that's why it happened.
Once you said it,
What does
he
that
turned,
mean?
He turned. He was like, ah. I don't know what that was.
I felt something weird when I was taking a piss, but I was like, I don't know. Like,
Well,
What does that mean?
He's
I'm so confused.
He is Muslim now.
That's funny.
lie.
Okay. Do people ever like say anything like when you're out in public? Like if you order like bacon, do they say anything to you?
No. Did I tell you guys what happened though to me
I
the
think
other
you
day?
did.
No.
I told you over Fortnite when we were playing together, I think. But so I was over at a friend's house, my dad's friend's house, and mainly white people. And this chick was like, she's a nanny, so like, she has like Muslim people,
Like who she works for?
yeah. So she's like basically talking all this shit or whatever, but like she's talking about their culture, but she had like no facts. So she's like, oh, they can't do this and that for some shit. I don't know, whatever. They're like a sundown thing. And I was like, I'm like behind her the whole time. And I never met these people, so I'm like standing behind them the whole time. I'm just like chilling with my mom. Because my mom was like trying to be in their conversation or whatever. But, so I'm just sitting there like this. And then when she, like, I heard her like talking, and she's like, oh, I don't know, whatever that sundown thing is. And I was like, Ramadan. And she looked behind her like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Like, she shook in her boots, bro. Literally, like, she got so scared. Like, I was like...
That's that racism shit, that hidden racism shit.
Bro,
as
for
soon as
real.
they realize there's somebody around, like if they think somebody like
She
like,
took one look at me, turned around, saw how I had my hair down, and then I had this, and I had like that, and I just looked at her, I was like, because I said it so serious, I was just like, Ramadan. And she turned around, she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry. And I was like,
Jesus
I was like,
Christ.
I was like, don't you mean Allah, bitch? I was just like, I'm not Muslim, but I was just trying to like tell you.
or like if you see somebody who's like a certain like ethnicity and then like they're like light color, so you wouldn't think that, or like they're
Right.
if somebody's black and they're very light or like whatever, and they say some dumb shit,
Yeah.
and you're like I'm that, and you're like oh my God, I'm so, I'm like are you really?
That's why I get mad.
Because if I wasn't that, you wouldn't say shit. You
But no,
wouldn't apologize.
that's why I get mad at my parents. Like, we be like, this is why I don't go out with them anymore. But like, when we used to be at like Walmart or some shit, and then they be talking shit about like, something about Walmart or something. Like, basically, they'll just be talking shit online, but in Spanish. So like, I'm like, yo, can y'all not? Cause like, there's be times like, you don't know if the cashier is fucking like Puerto Rican or Dominican just because you
Because
just
they range from like white guy color to like
straight up dark as shit.
yeah.
See, it's either or. It's not in the middle.
Like Dominicans and Puerto Ricans, like especially the Dominicans and Puerto Ricans that come from the island, are black. Like they're black, and then you got
They
like
are black and
then you got the Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. Well, we're not Dominicans, but I'm saying like the Puerto Ricans and Dominicans that are like us with the white skin and shit, and like you think we're white or something, but we're not.
Except for me, because everybody thinks I'm the most typical looking Puerto Rican that ever lived. Anyway.
Really? I would take you for like you came from like Saudi Arabia or something.
I would say the same thing about you.
Hey man, thanks. It means I got money. Like yeah, there was a times at work too. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I told the podcast before, but the one guy, I'm like getting the trash together, and then my coworker's taking care of some guy, and then all I hear is like I don't remember what he said, but I'm gonna just say like wasabi alaikum, and then
Wasabi Lakem.
no, I didn't say wasabi. I said wasabi alaikum, but like, and I turned around. I was like, what? He's like, oh, you're not Muslim, and I was like, nah. He's like, oh, sorry, man. He's like, what are you, Hispanic man? I was like, yeah. Like he's
Where
like,
are you from? Philly? Yeah.
like I want to know.
I think.
Like I want to know what he said, but I can't remember the exact words he said. All I know is that he was speaking in like Arabic to me or whatever. And then I was like, I want to know what he said because like I want to know if he was like talking about my coworker or something. Because like a cute girl thing, like there was my old coworker, she
He
quit.
like looked at her. He was like,
Like that's what I'm saying. Like he probably like looked at her was like, what if he like said in, like Arabic? He's just like, yo, hot piece of ass, huh? Like shit. Like and I don't even know what he said. What if he was complimenting me though? Because I was bent down. I grabbed the trash bag. You know, like
you got your ass out?
he was
He
kinda,
said, oh man, look at that.
Now, like, so why do people always assume that people with beards are like?
But that's what I'm saying. Remember, because I told you, let's not make this a big debate. But when I was down in Delaware, my uncle had like a whole confrontation with the white guy, the construction worker, and then he called him a terrorist and shit because my uncle had like a really full grown beard. I was like, I don't know.
Like why is that tied? What is that? Why is that a link? Like
I don't know,
everybody
that's
has
what I'm
facial hair.
Stereotype.
Right, exactly.
If you see a white guy with a thick ass beard, you're not gonna think that.
Exactly. You see a white guy with a thick beard, you don't think terrorist. You think American Sniper, Chris Cobb.
You think he likes to cut down trees and he's a lumberjack.
Right. Yeah, exactly. You assume lumberjack, or you assume.
Why does beard line up to like that? Doesn't make sense. No, I wasn't cutting you off. I'm just.
No, I'm trying to hear what you said. Say it again.
Thinking out loud. I was like, why does beard connect to terrorists or connect to Muslims?
Exactly.
Connect to anything negative?
But it's like no, but it's like beards. Other than white people, it's like if white people just have a beard, it's like, oh, they're perfectly fine. That's just like fucking hot. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like hipster, all beard. But then if you see like these people look at other fucking races and see beards, they're like, oh, terrorism or some shit. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's out of pocket. There's a lot of stuff like that that's stupid. Like I remember, I don't know if I retweeted or not, but I was playing Overwatch with you when we were talking about it. When I talked about the bull, he walked into the store. And like he asked for, he was Jamaican, and he was like,
"Can you please pass the?"
Yeah, he was between me and Mark's skin color. He looked like the bull from Grey's Anatomy. I forgot his name. Jesse something.
The fact that I knew this, that's what you were talking about.
Because I said it to you when we were playing.
Yeah.
Wasn't Jesse something?
I don't know his actual name.
I'll put him up. But yeah, so he looked kind of like him. And he's actually a famous dude. He was like verified and shit. Like he worked for like ESPN, Vice, and all these other people. But he was just walking around New York ordering some oxtail and shit. And he said it like
stuff.
And he said it like with an accent.
Can you put some gravy on the
just kind of
oxtail?
like because the place was like an authentic Caribbean place, and he spoke like his parents and stuff like that. So he was like, let me just do it to make things easier, like be more authentic. And then she was like, she thought he was Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
And he was like, she was like, can you say that again? It's like, ask it how you just said you'd ask for the team. And then he was like, can I please have some? I was like, no, say how you said it before. He's like, can I please have some oxtail, some gravy? And then she was just like, I thought you were Puerto Rican. I've never seen a Puerto Rican like know how to speak Jamaican, which that's not a thing, but she was talking about the accent.
Right.
He's like, no, like I'm full on Jamaican.
But you know what's crazy too? There's like, people probably not, like let's say I go somewhere, like if I went to Africa and I started speaking Swahili, there you go, I couldn't get it right. But like, people would be like, oh, he's probably trying to make fun of our culture or something. Like if I tried...
What if you actually knew the language?
Like, that's what I'm saying. Not only that, like there's people born in Africa that are white and like they're African.
What's that one Lindsay Lohan movie?
Mean Girls?
Yeah, when she was born in Africa.
But like, yeah, like that goes with anything else though. It's like, that person could be born from where you're from, and you're just assuming that since their skin color is
I had a whole argument about this in like high school, like senior year, when like there was a point where like a lot of mass shootings, well, sadly there still are a lot of them, but it was a big deal because there was a lot of immigration going on from like Muslim countries to European countries, and there was all these arguments, all that stuff, and while that was going on, there was a guy who was Muslim, but he was born in London, and he shot up somewhere. It was a time when people were driving their cars into buildings and stuff, on like busy streets, and he was like, oh, like it was this one kid. He was like, oh yeah, like that fucking Muslim, this and that. Like he needs to get out of there. He shouldn't be there in the first place. The immigrant, I was like, but he was native born. Like he was born. He's like, no, but he's not British though. I'm like, but he was born in Britain, so it doesn't matter. He's not British. I'm like, but if you're born there,
yeah, it's like the same thing with my my cousins because I don't know if their dad is. I'm pretty sure they are. He is, but my cousins are Puerto Rican from my mom's side, and my oldest cousin, he was born here in America, and so yeah, that's just that. Like that's just how it is. But then later, that's when after he was born here, you know, he like I forget when he moved, like what age he did when he moved. But then they went to Africa, and that's when they had my other cousin and. Basically, she's Puerto Rican, but she was born in Africa.
So she's basically classified as African American.
Her nationality.
Right.
Yeah.
That's fine. Sorry. I didn't even say right, like I was trying to come in.
Yeah. Because like by nationality, obviously like he can be like of whatever descent, like blood-wise, but if he was born in Britain, his nationality is British because he was born in that nation, which is how that works.
Right.
I was born in Pennsylvania. I'm Pennsylvanian. I'm Pennsylvanian.
Dog, I was born in Temple, so I'm basically TU till I die.
Treyway.
Treyway shit.
Treyway shit. Should we talk about that for the last 15 minutes?
I don't know.
I think that's the next one. We're gonna put that in the next one. Yeah,
I was about to Treyway shit, but I don't even know how to do Treyway shit.
Is there a thing? Like,
I don't know.
let's talk about this clout.
Top 7 on Billboard.
What everyone's trying to do.
Well, yeah, then just talk about this, yeah. But, so, I mean, if you haven't heard, basically, like, there was a video that obviously he got hacked. Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Yeah, don't believe it because it was a hack video.
Put a video out. I don't know how you can do
This man
that. Put a video out basically saying F Chief Keef. And then there was a bunch of people and he was like, oh, like I run Chicago. And at this point, you could tell he's trolling because I mean, we could lead to it. But everybody's like, yo, like, he's kind of wilding for that because, like, Chief Keef really about that.
It's funny, they showed on Twitter, they were like, 6ix9ine at 16 years old, and he was like, had his arm around like his mom or something, dressed in like a school uniform, smiling cheesy as ever. And then you see Chief Keef, and he had like a whole
16 with a
that was
like,
AK or
with
something.
some decent muscle on him. And like,
yeah, freaking guns, and he had his shooters too next to him, and it's like, yo, this man about to
there's a
get
difference. And one was from New York.
Yeah, I'm like,
And the other, well, he actually is from New York, but like he makes it seem like it's like what happened. So how do you go from that to like where he's at now?
I feel like he's from like I feel like he's from downtown Manhattan. He like really wanted to be from
I feel like he's from like upstate
Brooklyn.
New York, like where the real rich people from.
He really from upstate New York and he really want to be a Brooklyn ass motherfucker.
I don't know. But yeah.
Like when did he go from like he looked like one of them Glee Club kids in that picture to like
He looked like some kid you see in High School Musical.
yeah, like he would be the type to like sing like Peter
Yo,
Pan.
can you just imagine like what if Biggie was around right now, right?
Mm.
And Bull was like claiming to be from the King of New York right now. But like Biggie would just be like, sit your fucking ass down.
There's
like,
a lot of people doing that even now, and even people from New York, like they're from
people
New York.
that aren't even from New York try to be like they come from New York.
Yeah.
Like, who is it though? It's not New York.
J. Cole does that, but that's because he moved when he was 18, and he basically like 10. He was like 10 years chilling here, like trying to get into Rock Nation. But
There's somebody else, but it's not New York. I think it's New Orleans, and it's literally
New Orleans.
New Orleans. I don't say New Orleans. New Orleans, and it's
you know what? I mean, I'm not
don't
gonna
even-
say why for you, but like they always say the football team like that, which is weird to me.
That's probably why I said it. But it's freaking Bow Wow. I don't even think I'm right though. I don't think it's New
Me,
Orleans.
Shad Moss.
Yeah.
Saying
Yeah, basically.
he loves Bow Wow. It's like,
And I forgot exactly who he was beefing with, basically saying like who
wasn't it
was the
Soulja
kid.
Boy?
Maybe, I don't know. I think.
Got saying on the good show.
Oh yeah. Yo, I'm not. But it was basically the same thing with that, and they were saying like, "Oh, who's like the king of this city?" Or I was just like, "Yo,
Lil Wayne.
Nobody.
I was like, "Yo, like, no one even like talks about you anymore. Like, no one cares." Because I think there was the same thing where it was basically going off. I think when it was Pusha T and Drake, and basically Bow Wow came up and he was just like saying stuff like, "Oh, like I'm the king of this city," and then somebody was like, "Hold up, Bow Wow." I was like, "Hold up, sit your ass down. We gonna go and focus on Drake and
Now we
Pusha
gonna
T."
address you.
And then later when we figure all this stuff out, then we gonna finally go and figure you out.
He did something else. He was like, he posted another drawing. He's like, oh, like I'm depressed, and then somehow I was like, Bow Wow, take some Tylenol. We'll get back to you in a second.
Yeah. And it's like,
was it Trippie Redd or Chris Brown? Because I'm seeing a lot of shit here with
Well, right now, Trippie Redd and Uzi or not?
No, I thought it was
Rich the Kid.
69.
yeah, Rich.
Well, first it was Trippie Redd and 6ix9ine because
I think Trippie Redd just want beef with a bunch of people so he can
they
get more clout.
But Trippie Redd said that he called 6ix9ine a rapist or whatever, or like a child molester, just because the whole situation he had, and then he called him out for that. But then 6ix9ine came out and was like, "Oh, but you came at who was it? He tried to get at the Catch Me Outside girl."
Who? Trippie Redd?
And he was like, he slid in her DMs or something like that. He's like, "Oh, but you calling me out for this." But you was in her DMs, and he came out with like receipts and everything, like saying like, "Oh, how you gonna come at me? But you did this," which they both pieces of shit. But but like it's kind of like 6ix9ine kind of got that where he's like, "How you gonna try and like
That's crazy.
put me down?" And when I got you with this,
Same
She'll
shit.
hold a
Trippie-
15
and then
and 14.
the only, but it's crazy to me how you see all this stuff going down. And the only people who really bout shit is Philly. Because I know everybody saw Lil Uzi smack the shit out of Rich the Kid. he turned him into an employee right off the rip. Everybody else talking on the gram. Uzi.
But yo, you saw
Uzi out here wearing
hold on.
blouses with his hands ready to go at it.
He was doing every single Philly bull stands like, what's up, yo? Bro, come
He
on,
had his
bro.
hands down, his shoulders just kept going up.
He was at the place like, yo, just
Weird,
stop
bro.
talking. Like, I'm ready to go.
Bro,
That's
and
what he
then,
had.
you know what's drawn though? If you look at all the replies, they're like, oh, why Lil Uzi saying like a bad bitch? First off.
Because he is, first off.
First off.
Two, he'll smack any of y'all.
Bro, first off, I hate when people I hate when people be like talking all this shit. Like they want to talk shit about Philly so bad.
Yeah, because
But then their city ain't shit.
Because once we got something good, they want to take it away.
All these people talking, and the only bull who
Can you imagine someone from Arkansas?
threw.
Can you imagine someone from like Arkansas trying to talk shit on Philly?
Yeah.
You got out here with your like 50 tornadoes.
only person who actually threw hands was the bull wearing a blouse and some tight jeans. Like,
Right.
like come on.
The boy who wearing these tight ass
And
chokes
got, like
and
all
fucking
these piercings.
necklaces.
Like that's how you know it was up. Like and we don't even know who did it, but somebody threw shots at Chief Keef. He was just coming out the hotel room and they missed.
Oh yeah.
How you miss?
How you
In
miss?
New York. New York is
So tight.
notorious for freaking shootings because we lost 2 greats off of that shit. How you gonna miss? Like that's how you know it was just some random fan at 6ix9ine was like, yo, we gonna do this for him. We gonna get famous, bro. We gonna be.
But that's the thing that's scary.
We gonna be
though, like,
Treyway, bro. We gonna be Treyway.
That's the thing that's scary though, and that's why these rappers don't understand. Like they could be faking this beef or fucking around with
And
this
it's-
beef,
and then a
but like
fan-
a dead ass fan that's like really fucking like
about it.
right or like just like obsessed with you will fucking like end up doing this weird shit. Like, come on now, like we almost lost Chief Keef over some dumbass beef that you
He
saying.
didn't even
Like,
say nothing. He was just like, you
He
know,
did it. He got in the car and he started cracking up. I think
Yeah.
in that video, and then somebody was like, "Yo, this man about
that
to
shit-
kill somebody."
yo,
Like,
cause
he
like,
was
can you
laughing.
imagine getting shot at, bro, over some dumb shit?
that you didn't even.
I would
ask
get
for it.
mad as
That
fuck.
you
I'd be
didn't- that
mad
you didn't
just-
instigate.
That's
Like,
what I'm saying. Like, I'd be mad, like coming out, just doing my regular day to day, and then out of nowhere, like some
Like,
shit like
you
that.
just getting shot at, like-
I would just be like,
Bro, I'm getting heated right now just thinking about it.
Knowing how Chief Keef is, we'll probably be even flinched.
fuck. He was like, boom, boom.
Yo, what you doing?
Damn.
What's up?
He was like, oh shit, someone call me.
He probably walked towards us like, yo, shooting.
He probably was like, yo, someone call me. I heard gunshots.
Bro, like-
That's usually what my name goes by.
Bro, like, I'm getting mad right now just thinking about it. Can you imagine, like, I'm hungry as shit or something, I pull up at Taco Bell, boop, 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 I'm gonna get mad as shit, like, yo,
Like,
down.
yo, give me my T8.
Yeah, to be
Like,
honest,
now-
yo, to be real with you, I probably wouldn't leave till I get my food.
Give me my
No,
T- give me my T7.
No, not only that, like, just imagine, like, Taco Bell don't want to close down because they see the gunshots, they get all scared. Now I can't get my fucking T7. Now I'm stuck without a quesadilla and I'm hungry
No
as
Baja
shit.
Blast. No T7.
No Baja Blast, no fucking T7. So I'm missing out on soft taco, chicken quesadilla, Baja Blast, and my fucking cinnamon twist.
I'm gonna start shooting. Once y'all mess with my T7, dog,
It's a wrap.
bro.
I'm
What
hopping
you
out.
shooting for?
I'm hopping out.
My Taco Bell.
I hear my taco supreme.
Yeah. That's wild. What else? It was Rich the Kid, Lil Uzi, Trippie Redd, and 6ix9ine. Trippie Redd was beefing with a whole bunch of other people.
They might as well do it. So my heart went in my ass.
Who else is beefing?
Funny thing is that I felt it's something that I didn't have enough time.
Chief got that. My heart just went in my ass over a phone falling.
And then somebody, I forgot who just tried to come at 50 Cent. It's right here next to you. Like,
Bro,
somebody just
who was it that they were like, I feel so bad? No, that
50
was
Cent really about beef.
no, because that's
Yeah, come on, this man got shot like
They was
how many
like-
times. I'm just
they was
saying,
like,
I don't know
um,
why you would even start, but
they said when Drake was going on, there's the whole Drake
Oh yeah,
beef.
Drake Pusha beef.
Drake and Pusha beef.
to be
They
honest,
was like-
that's the weirdest beef
People-
on the song because
We were like, yo, this would have been 50 Cent. Pusha would have straight been over there taking pictures. Or no, they was like, they would have 50 would have been taking pictures with Drake's son or some
in
shit.
the stroller or something.
Yeah. I was like, that's so true, yo, because 50 be on some wild shit.
all I'm saying is like,
It hasn't been real since like the 90s though.
yeah, I mean obviously because that's when
Versus that Nas Jay-Z beef.
Because like,
Say no.
for real.
No.
Because now.
No,
now,
it's after the 90s, bro. The fucking Eminem squad, D12, versus Ja Rule and his crew.
True.
That shit.
But like, I mean, well, I mean like more like pre-social media. Because now.
well,
yeah,
yeah, that. Well, then that, because that was like in 2004.
I know that's what I'm saying. Like when I meant to say that, I was
Right,
talking about
okay, yeah.
pre-social media. Because now it's just like when you did that, you get that publicity out of it. Back then, if you was beefing, like nobody
That was real beef.
Like they wasn't
like,
talking about it on TV. Like nobody was.
That's the main reason why
Like-
people. People ain't really about it, but obviously their fans are, because they say all the shit they want
a
on
lot of
social
fans would be
media.
diehards.
Yeah, but they say a lot of shit on social media, but they don't understand. Like social media is out there, everybody's seeing this. You can't say shit like that.
There'll be some stands out there.
real shit.
Yeah, like you can't say shit like this. Like, oh, I'm about like he about like do like what's up, and then like you do something. Everybody gonna know you did that. If something happens to that person, it's all on you.
But not only that, like that's why I feel, not saying J. Cole did this for that, but like J. Cole nipping that shit in the bud where people were like trying to hype up the beef between him and Lil Pump. Mm-hmm. It's like, yo, chill with that shit, because they was like, fuck Lil Pump, and it's like, yo, chill. That's not what I'm about. He's like, I'm not doing this for that. I'm literally trying to talk and teach to the kid. He's like,
but
like
17, he was like 32. He's like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like I'm too old for this.
Right, that's what I'm
I'm trying to
saying.
make music and take care of my kid,
That's what I'm saying.
my daughter and my son that nobody knew I had. That was crazy.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's all music. Like you just think about it. Like
I didn't know that shit till you just said it.
Exactly. He did an interview. He said he has a son.
Well, like that's even fuck
We haven't
Drake's
seen
son.
his daughter or his son.
But like that's how it should be.
We just saw
anyway.
his wife after they've been married for like.
that's a lot of people. Just
He's
like Lil
killing
Wayne.
it. He's killing it.
I was like how Lil Wayne was too.
Lil Wayne
Yeah, but you find out Lil Wayne got a whole 18-year-old daughter. You like,
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's what
I mean I've been through that because
no, I know,
back in
because
the
like,
day she did Sweet 16 for him.
yeah, Sweet 16.
I mean, we know.
I'm reading
his.
his book right now when he was locked up in jail. It was basically his journal. Like he wrote a journal every day when he was in jail. It was also
All right, it better be in like the font how we read it, because that'll be
It
tough.
is.
All right,
And it's
can I borrow it?
Yeah, when I'm done with it.
All right.
It's only like 150 pages too. Like it's not.
They're saying $150. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna borrow that shit.
No, but and it's not even since it's handwritten, it's not even like full.
Yeah,
it's like
so
real
it
short.
takes a lot of the page
Right.
already.
And some of them are just blanks or like written on the back of it like actual notes. It's tough. But yeah, there was a point where he's in jail.
That's what I'm saying, because then that would make me like really get into it.
Mhm.
Because then I feel like he right here next to me and shit. I'm like, it's crazy.
It's funny to
skip
me
that
too
part.
because I'm reading it in his voice, so I'm like loving every
Stop.
second of it.
Every 5 pages you do a lighter flick.
And the chapters are literally like a page and a half long, but
Turn the
It-
pages up.
it's funny. It was funny to me, or it's wild to me because the only reason I got it because like I don't read. Like before this point, I'd never read, but like I started buying stuff and like stuff
You're
that
not a stranger either. I'm right with you.
I was like my whole thing was like I never did it before, but I started buying books
Bro,
just off of like
Well,
things
we just-
I'm actually interested in.
were we just looking at our forearm at the same time?
Really,
Bro, because I did this like this, and I look over you doing it. That's weird.
That's wild. But yeah, I started like I'm trying to get more into it by looking up stuff that I'm actually interested in because you know when you're in school like they force you to just
Yeah.
read anything.
I had a conversation like this when I was in my job, like sales thing.
Mhm.
And the guy, one of the like other coworkers that work at different Best Buy, was talking to the leader that was basically just talking to us, and he was saying the same thing because he was talking about how when he was in school he had to read a certain, I forget what the book was called, but he had to read a book, and he said like when he got that book when he was in school, like he just read it and didn't even remember like half the stuff he read half the time. He would just read it just to read it because they told him to read it. Then he said like, oh, now I actually just went back to the book just cause, and he was reading, and he was like, he's like saying how he was just really interested in actually reading the book due to the fact that there wasn't like a due date, and then like people weren't putting so much pressure on the stuff, and there also wasn't book reports and shit that you had to do after.
Oh my god.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, not that's what I'm saying. I ain't even said anything yet. But what I'm saying, I'm trying to point across now that it's better to like not have time constricted things. Like if basically I used to always tell Mark when we did the film program, they're like, oh, make a movie, you got a day.
But yo, they literally told you like, yo, today you have to make this movie.
Today, like literally they'd be like,
what?
these next 2 hours you have to write the script. These next 2 hours you have to get your shots and get them done in these 2 hours. This next hour you have to edit.
And then
What?
you had
That's
to put
like-
it together. You had to give it to us. And I was
Anything
like,
that's a big like anything like that stifles creativity. Like stresses like it makes the process worse. Like
yeah.
And there's
like,
no
like,
creativity.
that's a big thing with like albums now. Like that's like at the same time like everybody can get mad at Frank Ocean, but like if the album wasn't ready, then it wasn't.
Yeah, like I was basically saying, like, yeah, like you can actually hear it in their voice when you actually like the artist actually takes some time, because when you just like these new rappers now, just making songs. 6ix9ine. How many times I swear every song sounds exactly the same.
Not only that, you gotta remember. I'm gonna say this quick. The labels pushed them to make back to back albums, basically stumping their creativity, and that's why some people like leave the label or like, and then once they start doing their own shit, their shit is 10 times better. Cause like you stomping someone, you telling someone you have this deadline, you have this deadline, you have this deadline. That's not gonna be any creativity. Like that's why half these motherfuckers are doing go to the business of boo because then.
Chill, yo.
Well, they could not do
my
that.
My cousin talk like that.
they could not do that if they wanted to because there are other artists who still write. So that's.
And it's like once they leave to those labels, like possibly if they leave, like once they leave, like they also I feel like they also do better too because they realize how many loyal fans still stick with them even after like they take their time. So therefore, it actually helps them because they realize they're making their music and they know that. There's people that are actually like still like going to listen to them because they're like, yo, like even after I like left this place and I wasn't making the music like year after year, I'm still have people that are still gonna listen to my stuff no matter what.
Yeah.
Real quick, I just want to say I'm trying to read Catch 22. I hear it's a really good read, and I'm still like trying to get my mind wrapped around it. But
it's a hard. Wait.
Yeah. Catch 22.
I was gonna say, but basically what this whole started from, and then we ended up getting it cut off. But I was talking about the Lil Wayne book, and I was just saying when I was reading it, like there's actually stuff on there that like that happened during that time. I don't want to say it because I don't want to ruin it for you or anything. But like there's some shit I read this, I'm like, damn, really, and they're still tight. Like it was between Lil Wayne and Drake, but it was like sounding really deep, and I'm like, that's kind of fucked up.
Right. And
he put it on there. He's like, yo, I'm so mad. It was like that day, whatever it was. I'm so pissed. This and that.
Didn't they have beef? I mean, like it wasn't beef, but like were they in like some type of just?
Well, no, that was more of a Birdman thing. Which just
got he just won.
Good for him, and now that means
got that $10 million lawsuit.
And now he can start getting his bread back. What he just did, and he can start putting out music the way he wants to, which is good for like artists like Frank Ocean, Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
He hasn't been signed at all, and that's another artist that you can, or Travis Scott, where they both are kind of waiting to put their work out.
That is true.
Travis like, I don't want to put out shitty music, and then there's artists like, I feel like this kind of different, but like Brockhampton, where they released 3 albums in 1 year, but it was kind of like the whole idea of it was a trilogy called Saturation, where like they're putting out too much. But yeah, so like creativity was cool and stuff like that, like kills deadlines, and that's not a good thing. But we're gonna end it right here because we have to do another one right after this. So Mark, where can they find you?
Find me on Instagram, Twitter, Marky Mark. Quinn, where they find you?
Twitter, Instagram, and Twitter.
All right.
We're gonna find you, Vic, and Instagram.
Victor Vera _ and then etc. stuff is real, etc. And the emails read that at gmail.com. Love you. See you guys next week. Bye.